All right, Coach, another good win, advancing to the Sweet 16. We have the second time in program history, second time in the last 4 years. Tough game tonight, overtime. Just give us your thoughts on this team and the game against Baldwin Wallace.
Well, first we want to recognize Baldwin Wallace. As always, they were an incredible opponent. Have a lot of respect for the way they played this weekend. Coach Heil does a great job. It was, it's hard. You walk off the court, you're shaking their hands. Like, they were incredibly heartbroken. Our guys would have been if they lost two. That was two teams that I thought just really were connected and really wanted to win. And it's time. That's the hard part about this time of year. Is somebody's got to go home. But our guys were, they just were incredible. So I mean, we did not play great last night offensively. This is one of our better offensive games of the year. Our execution, our ball movement, and obviously we made some more individual plays tonight than we did last night. To beat that team is quite an accomplishment. I actually told the team in our shoot-around today, as painful as our trip to Emory was this year, where we lost to a really good Emory team and a Denison team that finished 7-17, we got a taste of Midwest basketball that I thought was a very positive thing for us to draw upon going into the game today, and we talked a lot about that. So, I'm really happy for the guys. It's a hard thing to do, to go to the Sweet 16, really hard, and these guys earned it. I told them a month ago, part of sports is you got to feel like you work hard enough where you deserve things, and I thought they worked so hard, in particular in the last month, where they really deserved this.
Coach, you call these Saturday games player games. Short notice, scouting a team like Baldwin Wallace. You certainly backs it up with some of the numbers these guys put up today. How did it feel watching your guys make plays?
It was great. The first media, I didn't really talk X's and O's. We came in and I just told them how happy I was because they had, as a coach, you look at your team, right, and they had that look in their eyes that they were dialed in tonight. Not that they weren't last night, but last night I thought we played a little tight. And tonight, they had the first media we came in, I looked at them and they were like just so dialed in. I was like, we're going to have some guys that have really good games tonight. So, yes, it's a player's day with less prep, but boy, we looked like the guys really executed the scout report, so to their credit. Playing that zone against that team, 47% of their shots were threes. To adjust where we were playing the drive last night and playing to keep the ball out of their inside guys' hands, to now expanding out to cover the three-point line, that's not easy to do with no days of practice. So guys really deserve it.
For each of the three players, can you just kind of describe the emotions and just kind of what's running through your head when that final buzzer sounds at the end of overtime?
I'll take it. You really don't feel anything. You just know you're going on to the next step, and that's our goal. We keep continuing to. It's either win or go home now. So we continue to win, and that's our goal, and that's what we want to do.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I mean, it's like Joe said, it's a surreal feeling. You know that you're going to the Sweet 16. It's like the round of 32. It's a good way. It's a good spot to get to, but just the Sweet 16, it's got like a ring to it. I don't know. It felt really good to get there. But we're not done yet.
Yeah, all these teams are hard to beat. From 64 to 32 is tough, but we just keep playing. We're glad to be going to the Sweet 16. Hopefully go to Elite 8. Just keep playing basketball. Hopefully win a chip.
Tyler, you're playing at a very high level right now.
You think?
I believe 3 double-doubles in a row. But what has been driving you thus far?
I just want to win. That's it. I just want to keep winning, keep going forward. I don't want to stop playing. I love basketball. Wherever it takes me, just keep going, keep playing.
Coach, you were able to out-rebound Baldwin Wallace. Well, not you particularly, but the guys.
Definitely would have been me. Started talking about shot attempts. That would have been me.
The guys on the court were able to out-rebound Baldwin Wallace 46-31 tonight. Can you just talk about your guys' impact on the boards and what a big impact that was on the game?
I think it was more of a thing of will. Offensive rebounding. A lot of it is just will. And some skill involved in it too. But yeah, it was a big part of the game, especially trying to get some separation there in the first half. I remember one time where Liam really chased down like a loose one at the foul line and got it to Brandon, got an and one, allowed us to get the lead up to 4 or 5 points at that point. That was the biggest separation either team had. But yeah, that's been something that's been a trait and a strength of ours all year. It didn't surprise me that the way we went after the ball tonight.
Brandon, anyone in this starting five of your guys can, take over the game, but tonight was your number. What was your mindset scoring the way you were inside and outside?
Well, lately I haven't been making a lot of my three-pointers, so all my teammates, they still pass me the ball, still tell me to shoot the ball when I'm open, and that gives me a lot of confidence. And today they went in, so it's opportunistic basketball, and I see an open. If I see one go in, then the next couple feel really good.
Brandon hasn't come out of the game in a month, so his shooting is not Brandon. Brandon's tired. He's given up of himself to guard the other team's best players, and he hasn't come out of the game in a month. So you're going to have some of that stuff. I just thought it was just accumulating all these makes for a really opportune time, and tonight was that time.
Coach, there was a controversial backcourt violation call with 30 seconds left in the regulation. What are your thoughts on that call?
I was wrong. It was a red call.
Coach, you finished the game. 4 guys had 4 fouls. You were playing a lot of the second half. A couple guys have 3 or 4. How are you guys able to get through that and to keep battling the way you did?
I think we have smart players, number one. Number two, I routinely don't really substitute when guys get 2 fouls in the first half or 3 fouls early in the second half. I think it's important to learn how to play with foul trouble. The other part is, when you play as much zone as we do, that can give you an opportunity to maybe not foul as much. So I think those 2 things play into it.
Coach, Alan Darudovic has he had a couple good games this weekend. What has that allowed you to do going forward with his increased role at times?
Yeah, Alan's, when you have a program where you've had some success, you always have these unsung heroes, right? And Alan sat for 3 years. When I talk about him as much as I talk about Liam and Tyler and these guys sitting here, we can't win without him. It's very hard these days to have players that stick with it when they sit for 3 years. And I've never felt like for one of his 4 years that he hasn't been in the weight room working on his game. He's the perfect personality for our team. So he deserves everything that he's getting. I think that sometimes when you don't get what you want initially, I think it proves that it means that much more to you. I think you're seeing the way he's playing with a lot of edge and courage and toughness. It's because he sat for 3 years. He's really enjoying this.
Tyler, you as a senior, we'll have to see who's hosting next week. I know Marietta won, but if this is your last night at Oswego, how does it, can you reflect on your time here and what it means to play in front of Max Seal crowd?
When I came from Dowling, I didn't know where I was going, but then when I came here, I just loved basketball. Coach showed me everything around. Guys like Mikel, Kreco, Brian, Sortino, all those guys helped me out. And I just fell in love with the school, fell in love with the basketball program and everything. And it's been fun. My 3 years here, so.
Coach, in the first half, Baldwin Wallace shot 41% from beyond the arc. In the second half, you were able to hold them to just 30%. Did you change the defensive scheme at all going into the second half?
I think we just executed a little bit better. So the game plan was to, not help from the perimeter at all. It's challenging to play zone and to switch like we were in man, and part of what I thought with our staff going into the game was we had to, take a couple chances here, with our game plan and maybe give something up. The thing we gave up is with the switching. They got a couple of our guys in foul trouble on the drives, but when we went to the zone, we just got out a little bit more. We weren't helping from the perimeter, so it takes a lot of discipline when the ball's getting dribbled at you. Your first thing that we've been preaching all year is to help your teammate, right? Now, with no days of prep, we're telling them when the guy goes by, go out to the 3-point line, and go against your natural instincts. So the players deserve all the credit for that. That wasn't, we instructed them, but then for them to do that properly was to their credit.
Coach, you won the rebound battle tonight. You had 42 points in the paint and 22 second chance points on offense, but you had 10 turnovers. What little things can be tweaked on offense going into the Sweet 16 game that you might have seen maybe needed some work?
I don't know. I thought this might have been one of our top 3 offensive games of the year. So I mean, if we can play the way we did today, I mean, I was not happy with the team with the way we played offensively last night. I mean, we're averaging 65 possessions per game on offense, and we turned it over 16 times last night. That'd be like a team that gets 80 possessions turning it over like 30 times, you know? So 16 might not seem like a gaudy number to the average fan, but when you're only playing half court, you got 65 possessions. It's a lot, you know, so, you know, but I thought we played a little tight last night. I thought we were, I don't know, we just were out of sync a little bit, so, you know, there's nothing really we're going to tweak. We might add a little action or something like that going in next week based on what we watch on video. But, you know, at this time of year, you're not really running a ton of, it's the guys made plays, you know, so, you know, guys got to go out and make plays at this time of year. So it's not really what we're running.
This one's for the players. You know, what's your mindset going into the Sweet 16?
You win or go home. That's it. You got one point. You either win or you go home. So you either come together and you win, or you fall apart and you lose. So we got to just come closer and closer as we leave. We leave this week or wherever we play. We just got to be ready to go.
It'll be mentally tough. We gotta. This week is we gotta be really attentive to detail, especially in practice.
Yeah, it's not easy from here on out. Nothing was easy from here on out, but you just gotta keep playing hard, play together, play smart, keep with the win.
Coach, did you feel like you, for your program in the SUNY Conference, you guys gained some national respect with the beating two great opponents this weekend?
I don't know. I mean, that'd be for somebody else to decide, but I do think for our region in particular, we haven't had a ton of success, so some level for all the teams that get in out of our region, I think you go out there and you want to do well to kind of change the narrative of what people think about the East region. So, you know, all the other stuff is, you know, that's for other people to decide, but, you know, I'm not going to anoint our program, our national program, because we won these 2 games. I think our success speaks for itself, and we don't need to define that, you know, based on these 2 games.
Any other questions, guys? All set? Thanks, Coach.
Congrats.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thanks,